21. Question 21. You can try. We help you. We test you for so A, no, because the comparison about slower than is
Oh,
as form. Yes. If you would like to make it as, remember as it can be preposition, like I work as a teacher of English. So as, or as long as expressions, or as like comparisons. Feel you are professional as your father. See, this means comparison. So we compare, so we need than for the structure. That's one. Let's jump. The transition words again. Give it a shot. Let me help you for this question. Number one, we have a common hack says if you found the two transition words to show the same relation, both of them to show the relationship of addition, adding details of something. That means both of them wrong because they are synonym. Addition means furthermore. So now ultimately, so this is what it means finally. You see, it means you are going to add a final point in the list, for example, like finally, lastly, in the long run. Okay, but we are not talking about steps here, but we're talking about examples. How did we know? Those who paid attention to the music started to notice that, and they incorporated an inspiration from predecessors from the past. And this is an example, like Drake sampled, see, who sampled, this means they take from the predecessors, like people in the past, for example. This is an example to something mentioned before, so later this correct. So we need anything, any transition words to explain example. For instance, for example, to illustrate this is way. So letter D is correct. Catch it? Remember this one means finally. Now let's jump to 23. Take your time.
three.
So you think it's a C and the C is the best answer. Now you understand it. Remember,
Mhm.
before cause and effect. Subsequently, it's similar to consequently, but not subsequently, just like the next step after that, but we don't have steps here. It's a cause and effect, so letter C it is correct. Brilliant. 24. Seeing something?
No. C.
It can be seen, but specifically means you are going to add an example or clarification to the previous line. Is this is one the claim? Is this is one an example? No. The previous idea, following idea, previous, following. Let's see why be correct. Because this is word ironically. And what means ironically? It means the writer is going to add something opposite or give the sense of humor or jokes sometimes. Look, Charles Messier, without knowledge of the discovery, independently cataloged. So without knowledge and independently cataloged the cluster about 100 years later, look for the next one. He wrote down erroneous coordinates. That means he make a lot of mistakes. That means the writer gives a sense of humor or jokes about him because he said he cataloged without knowledge. He tells you he make a lot of mistakes. So that means the letter B. If I don't know B, you must check the answer. Do we have steps? First, second, then finally, no. Do we have example? Specifically means I'm going to add specific example to prove something before or to explain something. But no, because he said erroneous from the error. So C is wrong. Accordingly, like therefore, thus, hence, cause and effect. Okay, but the before is not a cause or a reason for this consequence. He did not write down erroneous coordinates because he included without knowledge. Feel it?
Yes.
Now let's jump to the next.
B.
And the letter B is the best answer. That is correct. Now let's find what is the trick. Always in this question, what does it need exactly? This part only. That means through reading, if you found anything not related to the question, delete it. The first 2 points, it does not mention anything about increasing rapidly or what. Does not make any sense. That means remove it from your mind. That's why. This can help you to focus what are you looking for in the answers. Good point. Now the next. Let me give you a hint. He mentioned here an example is how. That means the writer wants to add example to make it clear to the reader, to let the reader imagine, individualize, and understand. Does it disrupt the flow of logic? No, because it's correct here as an example to the previous, and then he adds details. It's important to know that. So it does not disrupt. So this is term disrupt, interrupt, distract, blurred. Any term to say it is out of the logic, but here it's not. Because the example would be better placed at the start of the paragraph, wrong. Because if I put it here, logically wrong, because the example after the main claim. We use the example after the main idea, not before. So logically and organization of in writing, wrong. Because it provides a necessary transition to a new information. Is this one new information to the previous? No, example to the previous. So it's not new if it's not transition to new. Now a concrete example. What means a concrete? A strong example. Example, you can believe it. You can see it. Because concrete something hard to see and touch. To help the reader better understand the concept. As I mentioned here, how Netflix knows what you wanted to watch before you do. Making suggestions based on your past viewing habits. So, for example, Malak loves the action films. So they expect you are going to watch only actions or historical films or something else. So concrete or not, so strong evidence to prove something before. So letter D is the best answer. That's why. Feel it?
Yes.
We have another way to answer quickly. What's it? Just read the example to the paragraph. Is it important or not important to add example? That means I cannot delete. So two yes in a second wrong without reading. Because I cannot delete. How can I say yes? So when you check the reason here, you will find this one does not, so it must be letter D. Without reading it, this one is not, so it must be D. But speed of reading can help you. Now let's jump to the next. He combines the underlined sentence. So he tests you for make them shorter, brief, direct as much as you can, but take care of it. me help you for this question. Now let's see.
Is it C?
It can be C, but let's know what is the trick of this equation. To combine two sentences means to make them shorter, but don't change the meaning. Letter H is the shortest answer, but it changes the meaning. Because here, look, he said that big tech companies, if I said in an antitrust cases that he says are, okay, but so what is against the big tech companies? So you change the meaning. So A is wrong. For letter B, it's correct. Antitrust cases against the big tech companies, which he says are. So which is here relative, close to connect the following with the previous. So it is could be letter B. Letter C, it has redundant. You repeat some words, but the skill of combination don't repeat what is already understood. So repetition wrong. So we call it redundant. Imagine it. Here is the same again. This one is too long. Look, which are cases. So why should I repeat the cases again? Feel it, and he, in his opinion, already we know it. Which he says, look. So why should I repeat? So it's so too longer and redundant again. So letter D wrong. That's why. Imagine it.
Yes.
Now let's jump to the next module. Answer some. Let me give you a clue. Let me out. We need a word here already explained before. Why? Because it's just like continuation to the previous idea. He said, however, this means this is point opposite to this point as transition words. All right. Sub-Saharan Africa has a strong supply side potential power to attract first. And now we'll give you an example. Beach resorts alone create what? Persuasion. We're not talking about to persuade customers to come. So he's not supportive. Connection between to what exactly? There is no anything to say that there is attachment or connection or communication or something. Letter E is not explained. Whole it means just like a collection of objects or a large number of items collected by someone, for example. But here it's not. So this is means, but what means draw? A collection already, as he mentioned. And look, as a whole attracts. So we're talking about they have a strong attraction to the people or the tourist. That's why. Feel it? So letter D. Remember, this is word most common in the register style of writing to attract, like draw up some tourists to come to Sahara, for example. Yeah, that's it. Let's try the next.
D.
So letter D, you want to say absolute painter?
Wait.
But does it make sense?
B.
Remember, absolute means complete, something
Mhm.
not modified, not changed. But I think it does not describe this person. Or it's letter B as you did it. And what means eminent? So famous, well-known person, as he mentioned, right? Led to breakthroughs in understanding. This means he made great achievements. So he became so famous in this part. So described. But why not A? Conspicuous, it's one of the words of the test maker. It comes in many tests. Conspicuous means clear, obvious for you to understand something, but it does not describe this person, right? And of course here, again, the letter C. Can I say that you are radiant? I can say generally in informal language. You see, as a figurative language, but here it's this formal style. We need something clear. How can I describe this person as radiant? This describe materials, for example. There's no radiation. That does not make sense, and it's out of register or style of the text. So C, it is wrong. And the D does not make sense. To find complete does not describe person. That's it. So letter B it is, means famous, well-known person. Great. Next one. Let me help you for something. What does the word describe? All of them adjectives. Because it comes in the exam a lot. Adjectives, we must find what does it describe. They appear to be written by what? Imitator. That means this person imitates the additions of this author. But we need adjectives to describe this imitator. He said clever, but here we need a word to describe imitator. Can I say accomplished? No. Why? Because he imitates something. Accomplished means you did something by yourself, not to imitate it or copy it from other persons, right? And the writer already says they are often indigenous, not true. Or it's something improved, but not true of him. The A and the B opposite to the context. Because if I said successful imitator means he did something by himself. Effortless, we are not talking about he have no any efforts. Do you imagine it? But D, Y, correct. That is the point. What means superficial? It is something like not important, just like not similar. You can say not indigenous, for example. Or something just like shallow imitation. It's like simple imitation. Feel it? If so, superficial means indigenous or just like imitate something. The letter D is correct. That's why. And see, of course, there is no any evidence that he did efforts or he make exertions or he work harder. It's not supported. So it means it is out. Now for number 4. If you answered correct, you will go for fun. Let me help you for this question. Number 1, find all the wrong answers. Did we mention anything about subjects? Subject here, it does not mean the subject like math, English, biology. No, subject means people. People, we select them to do the experiments. But this one, it does not make sense. That how they were selected does not tell us about the method of selection. So it's wrong. It points out the horses have a limited range of human contacts. I didn't mention that, but they tried to make a trick to the horses to show them strange people. Perhaps the horses have seen people before, so when we show them, they know it based on their experience. But when we show something new to them, we can check the reality. But this means it does not say that they have limited. So be wrong. Again, it highlights and underlined only the importance of expression in communication. Does not make sense. Does not support at all. But why letter D? Eliminated one possible weakness. What means weakness? Perhaps weakness means perhaps we expect something wrong in our results. If we show the horses people already familiar to the horses will choose people who are familiar to them. When we show them a stranger, we can get authentic trust results. But that means we delete a weakness in our study to avoid any mistake. So letter D is. So what helped us in this question that we have 3 answers not supported at all. Feel it? But here we are talking about the study. We're talking about the researchers. And they try to avoid any weakness or any mistake. That's why. Catch it?
Yes.
Is right. And letter D. And now let's jump to the next. It is the last one we did. So what technique does he use to build? This one, it's about which techniques did he use evidence of personal anecdotes, did he use in analogous comparisons, explain unsubstantiated theories to support the idea or to prove it's wrong, summaries. Let's read.
Mr. just a sec.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back home. Let's discuss this kind of a question. The test maker asked you what kind of evidence did the author or the writer mentioned in anecdotes, stories, personal stories about him? He didn't mention I or mine at all. There is no any personal feeling that I thought, I think, I believe, I have seen, I did. No. So without thinking is wrong. Do we have any comparisons? We don't have anything about more than, less than, similar to, identity. There is no anything. So it is be wrong. Do we have any unsubstantiated theories?
No.
Substantiated strong theories. Didn't mention that there was something wrong in the past and I want to believe it or any supported theories. But why D is correct? Because we have findings already. He mentioned here have been found in the tales. That means they were discussing the study and now we found the findings. Do you feel it? And he said, since then astronomers have cataloged something based on findings. Found it? If so, letter D it is supported. That's why. So we tell you about the technique means what kind of technique or evidence the writer use it. That's it. And now we'll keep the rest for you homework to the end of the module and expect another module for you as a gift to answer. Deal.
Okay.
So take a small break and stay safe, stay strong all the time. Inshallah, Malak. And now meet you next time. Bye bye, dear.